I'm Ellie Liberté in Rock County. What drivers are saying in the worst of the storm.
I'm Kyle Pizarski here with the City of Madison's Parking Division, seeing how they continue to do their job even on snow days.
And I'm meteorologist Blaze Keller. We're out on the roads tracking the latest when it comes to road conditions on this alert day.
And we welcome you now to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Carlson. Eric is off tonight. We begin with breaking news. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is reporting a major crash on the I-3990 interstate. You can see it up there. Now, this is in Dane County near Highway B, north of Edgerton. Right now, we know that the left lane is closed traveling northbound, so be safe out there. We have reporters scattered across the viewing area. Check this out to bring you live coverage of this winter weather. And our First Warn weather team is also working hard nonstop to provide full coverage and the very latest updates on the alert day conditions. This snow will have a major impact on our evening commute. Let's check in right away with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington for the latest.
Thanks, Sarah. Southern Wisconsin, we still have winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories in effect until 3 a.m. through Thursday morning. So let's get right into the facts here. Winter storm warning for Grant County till 3 a.m. The rest of the WISC viewing area until 3 a.m. Winter weather advisory and winter storm warnings lining up still along the shore here of Lake Michigan for lake effect additional accumulations of snow. We can look at radar 3000 here in Dane County. There is a difference from west to east across Dane County. You go out towards Cross Plains, less in the way of snow as you head down 94 over towards Lake Mills, or if you're going to go down 39 towards Janesville, the snowfall rates are considerably higher. And this is where we've seen the axis, the line of the heavier snow has really been Highway 151 and off towards areas south and east towards Janesville have seen the heaviest of snow. And what we're expecting overall in totals, a little more snow is going to build up tonight, even impacting parts of southwest Wisconsin. But Madison, 3 to 6 inches, 6-inch amounts towards the Janesville area, much less amounts towards the north and west towards the Wisconsin Dells, maybe 1 inch, 2, perhaps 3 at most. Real quick, let's take a look out at the patio. We've got meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob, is it snowing out there in the patio, and what's future track showing?
We're still seeing it kind of at a light to moderate pace, but it is accumulating. I just measured before the show started. We are right at 4 inches here out on the patio, and we still have a few. The accumulation so far, you can see the heaviest to the south and east, and like I mentioned, we are still going to see some snowfall for the next several hours, so we may see an additional inch or two. But I'll send it back to Alex Harrington for more.
Thank you. Way for much of southern Wisconsin, especially for areas south and east of Madison towards Janesville. But we've got our fearless meteorologist Blaze Keller and Bubba, who have been out on the roads braving the weather conditions to give you a live look if you have to drive tonight, what you're getting yourselves into. Blaze, what are you seeing out there right now?
We are continuing to see, as Jacob mentioned, kind of that light to moderate snowfall activity. We have made our way back into downtown Madison. We just crossed through the Atwood, Willie Street area. We're making our way closer to downtown. Roads are still pretty covered here in downtown Madison. Still seeing some slick spots out there, obviously. But again, we haven't really seen in our driving throughout this afternoon a lot of cars crashed or in the ditches. Obviously, we did see that crash out north of Edgerton and then the one on the Beltline earlier this afternoon. But for the most part, cars have been giving themselves a lot of distance between the car in front of them, as well as giving a lot of distance to those plows as well. But with the lack of sunlight obviously going into this evening, it's just that extra precaution is going to be needed with the snow still falling, causing those lower visibilities. So we're going to make our way back through downtown Madison. In the meantime, Alex, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Blaze, and thanks, Bubba, for being brave out there to show southern Wisconsin those conditions. Again, if you have to travel tonight at all, take it easy if you have to travel at all. And coming up in Maine weather, we've got more alert days, accumulating snowfall Friday, Saturday, and bitterly cold temperatures that we need to prepare you first for. Sarah?
All right, much more to come. And as Alex just said, Rock County is getting hit particularly hard by the snow. Our Ellie Liberté is in Edgerton. She's been checking in with residents there to see how things are going. Hi, Ellie.
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, you're right. Rock County getting hit hard. I can tell you that firsthand as we stand here out in the cold, and the snow is going right into my eyes. But we've been out here by Interstate 3990 for about 7 hours, and this snow has not let up. And that's led to some drivers' concerns today, such as visibility. That's one of the things I've heard from multiple people I've talked with today. Some people, they've said that they've seen cars go off the road because of slick spots. So as you heard our meteorologist saying, please be careful if you have to get out and drive today. I spoke with one mother who says she's really glad her 16-year-old daughter didn't have to get on the roads today.
We actually have a snow day at school today, and I'm a school administrator, so I still go in on snow days. And so when I went into work today, it was pretty easy on the way in early this morning, but on our way home, it's been really slow and slick. I actually saw a truck go sideways on my way home, so luckily the driver was pretty good and able to recover. But we just stayed slow behind the snow plow, and we're able to make it almost back home safely.
Crews here in Rock County have been working around the clock to keep these roads clear. I spoke with the Rock County Highway Department a little bit ago, and they're running 24-hour routes on Interstate 3990, Interstate 43, U.S. Highway 14, and State Highway 26. And those non-24-hour routes will close here tonight at 8 p.m., but reopen at 4 a.m. So a huge thank you to those crew members who are out there and making sure these roadways are safe and clear for drivers. But for now, reporting live in Rock County, Ellie Liberté, News 3 Now.
All right, Ellie, thank you, and get yourself some warmth. And as Alex said earlier, Dane County is seeing a lot of heavy snow too. Our Tanisha Shaw is in Sun Prairie right now. Tanisha, how is it out there for you?
Hi, Sarah. As you said, I'm out here in Sun Prairie, and as you can see by me and the snow, it's a lot of snow covering this city. Let's take a look at Main Street. Again, I'm in Sun Prairie, downtown. The roads are pretty much clear. The plows have been pretty consistent. Me and the photographer have been out here pretty much all day. We've been seeing the plows dedicating themselves to these streets to make sure they're clear, to make sure everybody can have a safe commute home or wherever they're going. Now, this is the first really big snowfall of 2025, and I was wondering, how does this impact our snow plowers? I talked to a local snow plower here. His name is Action Jackson, and he owns Jackson Yard Care. He said after weeks of light or no snow, his team is really happy. The lack of snow made his team kind of scared when they were thinking about how they would maintain their business. Now that made him scared, but now he's reconsidering how he would go about the next year.
I've never been in this predicament before, so it's really alarming, and it's really an eye-opener where, what do we do next year about this? Do we spend a lot more money in equipment next year in the prep, or do we play it safe? So we just gotta go back to the drawing board.
He also wants to make sure homeowners are staying safe while they're shoveling. He said anybody can call him, of course, if they need help with their driveways. But if you're shoveling by yourself, he wants to make sure that you're shoveling every 2 inches so it doesn't get too heavy, to make sure you're watching your step when you're outside in the snow like this, and to make sure you're using enough salt. And then when you're out here, especially at night like this, make sure you're wearing bright, noticeable colors in case you're in your driveway or near the streets. Reporting in Sun Prairie, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
All right, Tanisha, thank you for being so brave and being out there. We appreciate it. And the city of Madison has declared a snow emergency for today, of course, which means there are alternate side parking rules for everyone. Our Kyle Pozorski met up with a member of the parking enforcement team to show us why it is so important to move your car.
The City of Madison's parking division is staying busy with their enforcement measures to make sure people are parked legally and keeping enough room open for snowplows to do their job.
Well, I appreciate you moving, sir. Thank you very much.
Meet Jason Temby. He's one of the parking enforcement officers with the City of Madison. He's been on the job for more than 20 years, and while his work on days like this are nothing new, they're still very important to the mission of the parking division. While taking me on a ride along, Temby explained the reason why keeping the streets clear where cars aren't supposed to be parked is so critical in a snow emergency.
We want to make sure that we keep the traffic lanes and the bus lanes and the pedestrian traffic all flowing and facilitate the streets department so they can get this stuff cleaned up.
He also shared why many people don't move their cars and end up getting a ticket.
Yeah, I think people are less likely to come out when it's really cold or there's inclement weather. They don't want to go outdoors, so they'll just leave their car where it's parked, hope for the best.
The best thing you can do is to pay attention to the winter parking rules and to follow alternate side parking. These rules can be found by following this QR code or by going online to cityofmadison.com/winter. In Madison, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Kyle. And later on News 3 Now at 6, Alex tells us when the snow will stop falling and start again. Plus, UW nurses are attempting to unionize. The arguments heard by the Wisconsin Supreme Court for and against that action. Welcome back, everyone. At the Wisconsin Supreme Court this morning, justices heard arguments in a precursor case to a highly anticipated decision on the Union Law Act 10. Political reporter Will Keneally is at the Capitol and has more.
This case revolves around UW nurses and whether they should be included in that Act 10 law that stripped collective bargaining rights from many public sector employees. Now, attorneys defending the law called it a bait and switch.
There is an element of all of this that I must confess feels a little bit like the emperor's new clothes.
A unique analogy for a complex case in state law.
Everyone has a firm grasp on reality until a new tailor comes to town and says, I'm going to make you a garment that only the most sophisticated people can see.
Wednesday's union case with UW nurses challenges an application of how Act 10 is applied. The 2011 law eliminated union rights for many public sector employees like UW nurses.
And now we're presented with this interpretation of what happened in Act 10 that everyone knows is not what happened. And we're asked to accept that as reality. Well, you know what happened to the emperor in the emperor's new clothes.
The union argues that how the hospital is organized, it functions more like a private entity. Now, where the emperor's clothes come in here is that would change the interpretation of Act 10, making those nurses a private sector union instead of a public sector union.
This organization operates just like St. Mary's, just like Meritor. It is a multi-state entity with clinics and hospitals and employees in Illinois. The whole point of creating the authority was to make them able to compete with private entities.
The court has a liberal majority, and we could see them side for the union. This is one of the major union cases that we will see before the court rules on Act 10 in its entirety. Now, the court is expected to hear that full Act 10 case later this year. Reporting from the state capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Will. And coming up at 6, we'll check back in with Alex for the latest on our alert day conditions. And some southern Wisconsin residents are out and about having fun. We'll head out to Oregon to see how people are taking advantage of the winter weather.
We can go.
Well, the snow continues to come down across southern Wisconsin, quite a bit of it, and alert day conditions continuing to impact drivers on the roads. We have Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington for the very latest.
Very latest. Let's start off first with the with the advisories and the warnings that are still in effect until 3 o'clock for all of southern Wisconsin, Grant County. Winter storm warning. The WISC majority of our viewing area, this includes Lone Rock, Madison, Monroe, Janesville, all the way up to Camp Douglas. Winter weather advisory till 3 o'clock in the morning. And still that winter storm warning along the lakefront for a lake effect continuing of accumulations over towards Milwaukee. But now we'll use radar 3000. I want to point out we have another area of snow. There have been periods of snow. Here comes the last period of snow that's developing from the Cedar Rapids area over towards Davenport. And that's going to spread up towards the north and towards the east with a sharp cutoff north and west of U.S. Highway 151, lesser amounts to the north and west of Madison. That's where the weather system really has been most focused, is areas towards the south and east. Some heavier snow now out of the Janesville area, south and east of Whitewater, just north of Darien, and nearing the Elkhorn community as we speak right now. As we look off towards the north and towards the west, lighter amounts over northwestern Dane County. In fact, out towards Arena, only an inch of snow has been reported. Here in the southwest side of Madison, we've had nearly 3 to 4 at the studios. Last report up by the airport was just a little bit, right around 1.5 inches. So a very wide range of snowfall amounts across even just Dane County where the snow is set up. Most persistent to the south and east of Madison, we've had reports near the Janesville area of around 6 inches. inches. Future tracks showing widespread snow, especially from U.S. Highway 151 and areas towards the south and east through at least the late evening hours. Lesser amounts again to the north and west of Richland Center to the Dells to Camp Douglas. Notice you have the light snow activity mostly to the south and east. So significant differences across southern Wisconsin with regards to amounts. So maybe 3 inches to 4 inches on the northwest side of Dane County with that additional snow coming up out of Iowa. 6 here in Janesville, 1 inch towards the Camp Douglas area, with the remainder of snow again inch towards the Dells, around 1 to 3 in Madison, 2 to 3 inches yet to go near Janesville with the rest of Wednesday's alert day conditions. We have more alert day conditions in the forecast. Before I get to those, don't forget tomorrow morning, really bundle up. You're going to be waking up to minus 10 to minus 15 below zero wind chills. So a cold start, very close to alert day criteria. We're eyeing up Friday evening going on into Saturday for perhaps upwards of 3 to 6 inches of snow. So yet another winter weather event moving towards southern Wisconsin. And there's some uncertainty with this weather system. High confidence in snow Friday night, at least 2 to 4 inches. Lower confidence in snow as we head towards the Saturday timeframe. We're watching for the potential of redevelopment. If it can redevelopment, we'll be looking at a storm total of 3 to 6 inches with that weather system. Coming up a little bit later in our newscast, we'll talk about additional alert day conditions that we have set for Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin for wind chills. But if we have time yet, let's take a live look out with meteorologist Blaze Keller, who can give us the very latest on what our road conditions are like near the Madison area. Blaze?
Alex and folks at home watching, we're on the Beltline now, headed back to the studio. We've been traveling all around Dane County, and certainly the main roads of travel, the interstates and the highways, are a lot better in terms of road conditions than, say, those back roads. But the plows will get to them, and for the men and women behind the plows have been working all throughout the day today. They've been keeping up with this snow, and I also have to give a big shout out to Bubba, my photog. He's been keeping us safe driving during this snow event. We got out of that heavier snow earlier in Deerfield and in Cottage Grove, and since then it's been pretty smooth sailing. But for folks who need to get out this evening, just take it slow on the roads and give the plows the space that they need to keep these roads as clear as they can be. For now, I'm gonna send it back to you, Sarah, in the studio. We're gonna head back to the studio ourselves.
All right, take it safe. Thank you so much, Blaze. Well, it is all not doom and gloom when it comes to the snow out there. I kind of like it when it's safe. People across southern Wisconsin have been out and about enjoying the wintry weather as well. Our Merrill Hubbard is in Oregon speaking to residents.
Take a look around at our first big snowfall of the year. I'm out in Oregon meeting people to see how they're taking advantage of this winter storm.
You live in Wisconsin, right?
Drive down through Oregon and see a sea of snow.
So something's wrong if you don't get snow?
The plows are out. The neighbors are shoveling.
So we're happy to be shoveling. Well, maybe not happy to be shoveling, but happy we have the snow to shovel.
And Oregon students are bundled up for recess.
It's pretty fun because we got to play in the snow and we got to build a snowman, and it was very fun.
Calvin and James are students at Netherwood Knoll Elementary and say it's been a while since they've played in the snow.
It was fun. It was snowing because we never got it to snow.
The school says they've had parents dropping off extra clothes for their kids. How many layers do you have on right now?
2. I have a sweatshirt and pants and snow pants.
So they can roll and jump around for their brightest recess of the season. What's your guys' favorite thing to do when it's a snowy recess day?
Build snowmen and build snow forts.
How about you?
Roll down the snow hills and build a snow fort.
Some of those same kids from the elementary school told me that this is the best sledding hill in Oregon, so we gotta give it a try, right? Ready? Okay. 3. Oh my gosh, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! Oh, a little spin out. All right. Reporting into Oregon, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And coming up in sports, it's all about chemistry. Why Greg Gard says that's been the key to his team's success. That's next on News 3 Now. Wisconsin men's basketball is off until Saturday when they face Purdue in a top 16 showdown. And let's face it, this team has been fun to watch. All the new pieces have fit in seamlessly, and it's shown on the court. We're a little over a month away from Selection Sunday, and the Badgers are in the race for a Big Ten championship. And Greg Gard credits his team's success to his team's chemistry.
This group loves hanging out with each other. They're a great group of guys. And on and off the court, and they've really bonded and have winning number one on their priority list, and that makes it really, as a coach, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never seen bad chemistry, but I've seen some that's better than others, and this one is really good.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with John Blackwell. Show airs on Friday at 6:30. Right here on News 3 Now.
All right, final look at the weather.
Yeah, I suppose folks want to know how much more snow can we expect tonight. Let's take a look at that. An inch towards the Dells, another 1 to 3 inches in Madison as more snow comes up out of eastern Iowa, and then 2 to 3 inches near Janesville. The heaviest snow has been falling from Madison and points towards the south and east for the majority of this weather event. Now we have another weather event Friday night going into Saturday. Could be looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow with that weather system, and then yet another set of alert day conditions for Sunday, Monday. Wind chills could be as cold as -25, maybe even as cold as -30 come Monday morning.
Okay, so you'll be busy.
We'll be busy, yes.
Thank you, Alex. Great job. And thank you so much for watching News 3 Now at 6. We'll see you later.